Are you feeling like your music career has passed you by? You're too old, you missed your shot. Well, I'm here today to tell you it doesn't have to be that way. We'll talk about it more on the podcast. I'll see you on the inside. What's going on, everybody? How's it going? You reached the Songwriters Podcast. I am Mike, creator of the Songwriters Planner. Thank you for joining me today on this podcast. If you are new here, I appreciate you swinging by. Feel free to subscribe on YouTube if you're watching this on YouTube, or if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, I'm there as well. I like to get that formalities out of the way really quick because I like to jump into the topic. However, today, if you are watching on YouTube, you'll notice that I'm wearing a pair of sunglasses today. I'm doing that for a reason, and is because I have a hideous sty on my eye right here, and I look very, very nasty, and I cannot stand to torture you guys with seeing this nasty sty on my eye right now. So that is why I'm wearing these sunglasses. I usually don't do this, as you can see. And if you're listening on podcast, forget everything I just said, and hopefully you're still with us. Okay. So thanks for swinging by today, guys. I really appreciate it. It's been a great summer, and I wanted to talk about today's topic because it kind of touches home to me. I mean, I'm kind of in the demographic of what I'm talking about today. So today's topic, I'm talking about, are you too old to make music? Do you feel like your music career is over? Do you feel like it's passed you by? Do you feel like you missed your shot? Do you used to play music and, life happens. You get a good job, or you start a family, and music just kind of slips by and just becomes lower down the priority, or whatever the reason is. Do you feel like you're in this situation? You feel like you do still love music, you're still a musician at heart, but it's like you're kind of in this place where you're like, well, I can't do anything. I'm too old. No one's going to listen to me. I got this music, I got this guitar, whatever, but I'd like to, it'd be great to touch fans or reach out and find new fans. But at the same time, how do I start? I mean, my shot's over. Okay. That, I think, is something that we think about a lot, especially as we age as a musician. And there's a lot of YouTube channels, a lot of podcasts out there that talk about this, but I wanted to talk about it today for you, my listeners and my viewers, because I think it's really important. And the more that we talk about it, I think the better understanding that people will realize it is not over. You are not old. You are not done with. You are not out of the game. I'm here to tell you that you are far from it. And I'm going to jump into reasons why. But first, I'll just back up really quickly and just tell you a little bit about myself. I've shared experiences about myself on this podcast before. I'm in my mid-40s. I am a drummer. I've been a drummer since I was a teenager. I do play other instruments now. I write music, but I'm primarily a drummer. And I've been through many, many bands. I've been in many bands over the years. I've been in some touring acts, done a lot of things. And there was a point in time where I felt like, man, I don't think I can do anymore. I think this is it for me. I think I'm dried up. I don't think I'm going to get anywhere with my music. And I was wrong. I mean, I felt like I still had something to give. So I figured out ways to do that. And what I started doing is doing YouTube channels and doing music on YouTube and playing more shows and getting fans off of that. And just kind of reaching out and finding new ways to find new fans. So what the message of today is that I wanted to share with you, if you feel like you're sliding into this frame of mind where you're falling behind and you don't feel like you can do music anymore because no one's going to pay attention to you or you're not going to be relevant, it's not true. And the reason why that's not true is because of the internet, okay? The internet has changed the game in every aspect, shape, or form of the music industry. Now, before the internet, you could still play music. It doesn't matter how old you are. You can do music till the day you die. As long as you can sing, as long as you can play an instrument, as long as you can enjoy music, you can do it forever. But what the internet has done is it has allowed anyone from the comfort of their own home, their own studio, to share music with people who could be potential fans. It has given us the power to find fans in a way that it is very cheap to do so, and it's very easy to create the music and to distribute it to people who might want to hear it. It has been a game changer. And that is what the power of the internet has done for musicians and artists of all ages. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're in your teenagers years, you're starting out, if you're 20s, 30s, 40s, heck, even 50s, 60s. If you have it inside of you to create music and to share your music with people and to find fans, if you have that drive inside of you, no matter how old you are, you have a way to do it today. And I get really excited about this because this has been a true shift in the music industry within the past 10, 15 years. I mean, ever since in my lifetime, it's gone from writing and recording music, paying someone to go to a studio, write and record music, and then look for a record deal, to you can write and record your own music in your own house and distribute it the next day to people across the world for practically free. I mean, think about that concept. This has happened in one generation. And this, if that doesn't blow your mind, then I don't know what's going to, because as a musician and artist, that blows my mind. And if you are in the baby boomer generation, this concept may be completely new to you. And it may be intimidating. It may be something that you don't look at as easy to do, but it is very easy to do. And it just takes a little bit of time to learn the mechanics of the internet to get your music onto the internet to share with other people and to have people possibly turn into a fan of yours. That's kind of what the goal is, right? So if you look at the millennial generation, now they grew up with this technology. They grew up with this. For the most part, this is something that is normal for them. This is the norm. I don't think there's many millennial generation people out there, or even younger coming up behind them, that could even imagine a world where you couldn't write a song and then post it on YouTube immediately and share with your friends. That concept to them is the norm. And I don't think they could imagine, like they couldn't imagine life without a cell phone. It's the same thing. So when you start having these feelings of, am I too old? How am I going to find fans? I'm here to tell you that you're not too old, and there's fans everywhere. Why? Because your reach is not just your local town. Your reach is the world, the internet population. Excuse me. Okay. So your fan base is not just your local town. It's not just your friends and family. It's not just people you know at work. It is the world. It's the globe. It's people who live in China. It's people who live in Japan. It's people who live in Germany. These are your potential fan base people. And let me tell you, there is a fan for every kind of music out there. The trick is finding them and knowing how to find them, and how do you get to them, and how do you share your music, and how do you put it out there. That is the trick to do, and it takes a little bit of work to get that done. But like I said earlier, if you have it in you to do it, it is possible. It is definitely possible to find new fans, no matter what age you are. The internet has changed this game. So also the other aspect of this is that learning how to record, recording equipment, and the ability to record music has also been more accessible in these past couple years, which makes it easier for you to record your own music and distribute it on your own. You do not have to go to a recording expensive studio. Of course, it'd be great if you have the budget to do it. I would recommend it, of course. But if you are just trying to get back out there, just test the waters of what you have, invest in a little bit of recording equipment. You got a laptop, you need an interface, microphone, the exact same setup that I'm using here for my podcast. You can record music and put it on the internet to find new fans. And baby boomers, I'm talking to you when I say that, because this is something that if you really want to share your music, you can do in a week. Get the gear, learn how to use it, write a song, record it, and then post it on Facebook. You could do that within a week, shorter than a week if you have the time. If you're like my parents, you got a lot of time. So, but this is what I'm here today to tell you, is that these things are possible right now. And I'm here to hype you up, to tell you that you can do all these things right now if you are on the fence about whether you want to kick your music back into gear. You used to be into it years ago, or you kind of been thinking about getting back into it, or you just want to start. Maybe it's your first time. You just want to start getting into music. Now is the time, because these tools are available to you to do it today. It can be intimidating. It can be exhausting to think about all the things you have to learn, but I'm here to tell you it's not exhausting, and it doesn't take a lot of effort. If you have the passion for music and you want to share your music with the planet, these are the simple steps that you need to take, which were impossible 10, 15 years ago. Okay, it's a game changer. So how do you get your music? You got your music recorded now, you got your song, and you're ready to share it with the world. How do you do that? Well, you can post it on YouTube, post it on SoundCloud. You can upload it to Spotify, upload it to Apple Music. Again, there's a small learning curve on how to do this, but it is not hard to do. If you really want to kick things into overdrive, start a Facebook page, start some social media, get some social media going. Start an Instagram page, start a Facebook page. It doesn't have to be big. It can be small efforts that you can take to get your music heard by people, to start with your friends and your family, post it on Facebook, and then ask them to share it on their news feeds. And now your music is being cross-shared into other people's news feeds. These are all the ways that music is written, recorded, distributed today. And again, like I always try to say, take advantage of these tools because you can do all this on your own time. If you use YouTube on how to learn to do things, how to change a tire, how to change a light bulb, use YouTube to learn how to record your own music and post it on SoundCloud or post it on Apple Music or Spotify. The resources are there. Not only the tools are there, but the knowledge is there to help you do it. Everything is there for you to get your music out. And it's the more places you can get your music, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook or Spotify, those places I mentioned, the more music you have out there, the better chances you have of getting people to hear it and of people getting to become a fan of yours. It is a complete change and shift of how the music industry works, and the power is now in your hands. And again, I guess this podcast, I'm siding more towards Generation Xers and baby boomers, the people who may be looking at that and looking at themselves going, is my time past? Am I good enough anymore? Is anybody going to like my music anymore? What good am I going to be? Answer those questions with yes, you are good. Yes, you can do it. Yes, people will listen to your music. It just takes persistence. It takes a little bit of learning, and it is possible. So that is the big message of today. And I also wanted to say, don't give up on it. Don't give up on your music. If you love doing it, music, you can do this with the family. You can do this with the full-time job. You can do this whenever you want. The technology, the internet has given us the power to do these things whenever we can fit the time in to do them. It doesn't have to be a full-time gig. It can be a side gig. You can make it could be a hobby, whatever it is. Low barrier to entry. You don't have to spend a lot of money to get it done. You don't have to have a big setup. You can have a small setup. It's very, very attainable these days. And it doesn't matter how old you are or where you live or what you look like. It doesn't matter because there is an audience for everything out there. I guarantee it. That is, if there's anything that the internet has given us, it is this concept that there is someone always out there ready to hear what you have to offer in the world. And that's kind of the message of today's podcast. So are you too old to make music? Nope. Are you too young to make music? Nope. Are you just right to make music? Yes, whatever you want. It is a big cake, and you can cut your slice the way you want it. All it takes is time, some effort, and persistence, and you can get your music out there. And I guarantee you're going to find fans. If you've been out of the game for 10 years, jump back in, give it a shot, try it, get some recording equipment, post some old songs that you have, get them digitized, turn them into WAV files, upload them, get a feel for what's going on. I have a lot of people that I've seen who used to be in bands who get excited about it now because they've seen either a couple of my videos or they see other people posting old videos of bands that they used to be in. Do that, get it out there, put it on the internet, put it for the world to see. Get your old videos out there, your old music, and post it on the internet. Start with that. That'll get your juices flowing on whether you can really want to dig in and write some new music or put some new stuff out there, because it's all up to you, and you got this. You can do it on your own, and that's what's so cool about the age we live in right now, is how you can do all this by yourself. And that is the message, because I'm getting hyped about it. And I really hope that this inspires you, channels you, helps you realize this is definitely possible. There is no better time in the history of the world to be a musician and an artist than there is right now. It might get better in the future, and it is definitely better than the past. There is no better time than right now, and you should take advantage of that if you have that artistic instinct to create and share music, or whether you paint or whether you write. These are all mediums that are very attainable and very easy to get out into the world. No better time than right now. All right, guys. So that is the podcast for today. Thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it. I hope this has helped you. If you do find it helpful, please subscribe on my YouTube channel here if you're watching, or if you're on Spotify, please subscribe so you get notified whenever I post these. I try to get these out at least once a week. So, and hopefully I won't have any medical problems with my eyes next time. And I will spare you guys who watch me on YouTube. So, all right. Till next time, next podcast, this is Mike from the Songwriters Planner signing off. Peace and love, guys.